Good morning, guys. Let's start our practice standing today. I know, so different. It's early in the morning for most of us, and we love to sit before we have to move. But for the sake of this morning, let's start standing. And you can find just a comfortable, loose stance in your body and make your way to the top of your mat. And then close your eyes or leave them at a soft gaze if you're not quite ready to have them closed this morning. And begin by just feeling your physical body. Maybe you need to kind of shift your weight from side to side to find that balance between your feet. Maybe you need to kind of shrug the shoulders down and away from your ears. Let the hands be free and soft. Check in with your head. Is your neck a little crooked? Can you straighten up through your spine? Just take a couple just natural, unorchestrated breaths. Just notice where you're breathing, how you're breathing. See what that feels like in the body. And then slowly begin to really anchor into your practice. So if you've been kind of wiggling around a little bit this morning, begin to find some stillness, starting to press down through the heels of your feet and beginning to engage through your legs. This doesn't have to be full engagement like a mountain pose, just find some engagement. Elongate through the spine. You can feel your collarbones and your heart lift slightly as your shoulders drop down and away from your ears. The hands can be soft alongside the body. I would suggest keeping the eyes at a soft gaze as opposed to closed, but if you're feeling pretty stable, you can go ahead and close the eyes. And then just notice the energy as it's rising through your body. Can you feel yourself actively pressing down into the mat, feeling those muscles engage through your legs and how it sends this charge all the way up through the crown of your head? Can you start to smooth out the inhales and the exhales? Breathing deep into the navel, and then slowly finding yourself more and more into a nice, firm, assertive stance, beginning to wake up the muscles in the body. We're going to start with just a couple half sun salutations this morning, moving very, very slow, very intentionally. And then we'll build up into some flow. So on the inhale, you're going to draw your arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, relax your shoulders slightly. Make sure your palms are facing one another. Take another conscious inhale. Engage through the arms and shoulders. And exhale, hinge at the hips as the hands move towards the earth. Let's stay a couple of breaths here. This is our first forward fold. Our hamstrings and our glutes are probably really tight. So let's take a little bend in the knees here. Soften the head and neck and just find a bit of rounding in the spine. Beginning to stretch out through the hamstrings, the muscles of the back body. And then the next inhale, you're going to lift to a flat back, palms towards the shin. Exhale, you round again, little bend in the knees. And inhale, you rise to standing. Arms reach up overhead. We're going to keep moving here, letting the breath initiate the movement. Exhale, you hinge at the hips, the hands move towards the earth. Let the body be soft here. Inhale to a flat back. Find a little bit of assertion through your spine, through your shoulders and the heart. Exhale, you round. You soften, little bend in the knees. Be kind to those hamstrings. And inhale, lift to standing. The arms reach up overhead. We're going to keep moving last time. Exhale, we hinge at the hips. Little bend in the knees as we hang heavy for an extra breath. Feeling the muscles of the lower back, the glutes, the hips, the hamstrings. Inhale, lift to a flat back. Exhale, you round. Your body is soft. And inhale, you rise to standing. Arms reach up overhead. This time you're going to intertwine the fingers. pressing through the heels and reaching the palms towards the sky. Big inhalation here, feeling the breath rising along the spine. And as you exhale, you're going to take a lateral stretch to the right. Be sure to keep that left hip stacked over the left ankle. You don't want to wing out like this. Really keep yourself aligned. Keep pressing through those palms, beginning to press deeply through the heels, engaging your legs, your glutes. So, this is where you're going to start to find a little bit more assertion in the muscular activation. Inhale, come center, and exhale, take it to the other side. So, be sure that you're actively pressing through that right heel. Both of your thighs and your glutes are fully engaged. You're pressing your palms away to get the biggest stretch out of that right side body. Inhale, come center, and exhale, you fold. Let's hang heavy here, this time starting to straighten through the legs if you haven't done so already. So if your hamstrings are still really, really tight, of course, keep a little bend in the knees, but let's actively start to press past that comfort zone. You can even back out of your forward fold. I like to press my palms into my thighs when I do this, keeping my spine straight and just focusing on lengthening the hamstrings. So there's an option for you. But if you're feeling pretty good this morning, you can go ahead and let the torso hang. Take a couple breaths here. You're breathing so deep into the belly that when you take an inhale, you feel that sacrum expand. Inhale, lift to a flat back. We're going to exhale, take that left foot back, drop the left knee, a low lunge. Shift the weight into the right knee, but make sure the right knee is stacked over the ankle. Starting to wake up through that left hip flexor. Letting the pelvis be heavy, letting the abdomen be heavy and soft. Take a couple breaths here. And then on the next conscious inhalation, you're going to inhale, sit back towards your left heel as you straighten your right leg. Keep your foot firmly planted on the mat, and we're going to get a stretch for the top of our foot here. You don't have to sit all the way back. You can keep that left hip over the knee. One more breath. And then exhale, bend back into the right knee. We're going to do this one more time. Take a couple breaths here. Maybe at this point you like to close your eyes, focusing on the sensations, and just allowing the breath to orchestrate the movement. The next inhalation, you sit back towards that left heel one more time. This time you're rolling onto the heel of your right foot, drawing the toes back towards you. This is going to be a pretty big hamstring stretch here. You may even be feeling this up into that right glute or lower right back. You can stay here, or you can exhale, just a little micro movement, and waterfall that torso over the right leg, deepening the sensation. It may just be a little quarter of an inch that you're moving forward, and you're really going to feel the deepening of that stretch. Keep those toes flexed, stretching through the bottom of the foot here. Remembering that this is all of your energy channels, your meridians kind of end or begin here in the soles of your feet. Exhale, bending back into that right knee. You're going to tuck your left toes, use the strength of your core, of your glutes and your legs, and inhale, lift up into a runner's lunge. So this is where we start to really find that deep muscular engagement. Draw your right hip back slightly, pressing firmly through the heel, engaging through your calf, your thigh, your glute. The left foot, you're high on the ball of the left foot. You're engaging the calf, the thigh, the glute, those deep core muscles. Fingers are tented here as you're building strength in your wrists. And on the inhale, you're just going to straighten that right leg, even if it's just a little bit. It doesn't have to come all the way straight. Big hamstring stretch again. And then exhale, bend back into that knee. Inhale, we straighten that right leg one more time. Again, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. I know it's early. Our hamstrings may be really tight this morning. We're just warming them up. Exhale, we bend back into the knee, and this time the inhalation carries us up into a crescent warrior. So take a moment to find your footing. This is can be a little wobbly in the mornings. Really engage through those calves, through your thighs, your glutes, your core. Reach the arms up overhead. Feel that energy channel rising through you. But relax the shoulders away from the ears. Take a few breaths here. Spread your fingers wide. Engage the muscles of your arms. Just full muscular engagement here, full body engagement. Keep the breath steady. Find a single point of focus, a drishti, so something that's not moving to really focus on to keep you nice and still. Hold 2 more breaths. Maybe reaching the arms up a little bit higher. And then exhale, drop both hands to the mat. We're still working with that right leg. So we're going to lift the left leg into a standing split. So avoid peeling that left hip open. That's not standing splits. Standing splits, you keep the hips square. Left toes are pointed towards the earth. Really engage through that right leg, pressing through the heel. The face is soft. The shoulders can be soft. Standing split. And from our standing splits, you're going to take a little bend in the right knee just to give yourself some stability. Use the strength of your core. Bring your hands to your center. And then draw the left knee up in towards the chest for a standing position here. Again, focus on that drishti, that single point of focus. I recommend something that's at eye level and not at the floor, because you really want to stay up here and balance. You don't want to bring your awareness down to the ground because then you're going to be more wobbly. Keep that right leg engaged. Keep the core engaged. Lift the heart and sternum. Hands come together at heart center. And on the next inhale, you're going to take this back into a warrior 3. So the torso and the leg stay in line with one another. So you're almost in like a T shape. The hands can remain at heart center. You can reach the arms overhead or even back behind you, your choice. I'm a little wobbly this morning. We're going to hold 3 more breaths. And then to come out of this, we're going to land in crescent warrior. So bend the right knee, drop the left foot. Here we are, crescent warrior. Beautiful, guys. Exhale, open up into your warrior 2. Take the first breath. Really get yourself aligned here. Pressing down through the pinky sides of your feet, actively squeezing the inner thighs together. Palms in line with the shoulders. Gaze over the front fingers. Full muscular engagement. Really squeeze those glutes together. Engage the core. Tuck the tailbone. Fingers are spread wide. Broaden across the shoulders, guys. Just 1 more breath here. Exhale, windmill both hands to the mat. Take that right foot up and back, 3-legged dog. Bend the knee and peel that hip open. You can square off the hips here. You're welcome to take a 3-legged vinyasa or regular vinyasa or skip it completely. And we're just going to pause for a moment in child's pose. So when you do make it down to your child's pose, give your whole body permission to be soft. Remember, the rest is just as important as the work. Notice the difference of the sensation of that right side of your body and the left side. Can you feel the muscles in that right glute, in that right hip, in the thigh? Can you feel all of that really just starting to release and soften after you built so much strength with it? Making your way back to a downward facing dog. We're just passing through here, guys. You're going to bend the knees, switch the gaze, and make your way to the front of the mat. Exhale and fold. Hang heavy a couple extra breaths here. See if you can move a little bit deeper into your standing forward fold now that your body's slightly warmer.
Keep pressing through the heels, engaging those hamstrings, broadening across the lower back. And then very slowly, you're going to roll up to that standing position. Head and neck are going to come left. You take a moment, you reestablish your balance, and then we're going to do that again on the opposite side. So take an extra breath here, really anchor into this present moment. And on the inhale, you draw the arms up overhead. Exhale, you hinge at the hips, hands move towards the mat. Inhale to a flat back. And then exhale, take that right foot back. Drop the right knee. Low lunge here. So even though the left knee is over the ankle, you're really dropping the pelvis. So your stomach is soft, your glutes are soft, your pelvis is heavy, and you're feeling a really big stretch for that front of that right hip flexor. Inhale, sit back towards your right heel, leave your left foot on the mat and get a stretch for the top of your foot. We often don't stretch here. And then exhale, you bend back into that left knee. You let the pelvis be heavy. Another stretch for that right hip flexor. And then this time, as you inhale, you sit back towards your right heel. You lift the left toes off of the mat, deepening the stretch in that hamstring. And then maybe if you want to go deeper, you just take a little micro forward fold, keeping those toes flexed and really feeling the stretch in the left hamstring. We're going to hang out for a couple extra breaths here. You can round through the back here if you like, feeling a broadening sensation across the shoulders. Your belly can be soft. Your glutes can be soft. And exhale, you bend back into your left knee. Tuck the right toe. Use the strength of your muscles and lift that right hip off the mat for a runner's lunge. So everything from your waist down is fully engaged here. Squeeze the glutes, the thighs, the calves, the feet. Inhale, you straighten that left leg just a little bit, really deepening that hamstring stretch. And then exhale, you bend that knee. And then inhale, you straighten through that left leg. Stay heavy for a couple extra breaths. Noticing the sensation. It could be pretty intense this morning. Can you breathe through it? What do you need to do to become a little bit more comfortable if you're experiencing some discomfort? Bending back into that left knee, you're going to inhale, lift up, crescent warrior. Taking your time to get fully into this pose. So full muscular engagement. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Squeeze the glutes and the core. Arms reached up overhead. Finding balance and patience. Finding strength. And just overall energizing the body. You can close your eyes here if you want to add some challenge to your practice. Or be sure to find that drishti, that single point of focus. It's going to help when we come up to standing here in just a moment. Exhale, drop both hands to the mat. Anchor down through the left heel and lift the right foot off the mat, standing split. Keep that right hip square, so avoid peeling that hip open. That's a whole different pose. The toes of the right foot are flexed towards the earth. The head is heavy, and you're feeling that big hamstring stretch for that left leg. Bringing the hands together at the heart center. You're going to take a little bend in the left knee as you draw the right knee in towards the chest, coming to a standing position. So even though we're standing here, this right leg is still really active. Your toes are flexed and your foot is flat as if it's standing on a little wall. Engage the muscles of that right leg. This is going to take the weight off of the left leg. Engage the core, shoulders stacked over the hips. Find your drishti, or perhaps you close your eyes. Coming into warrior three, guys, you're going to use your inhale, hinge your torso forward, take that right foot back behind you, and maintain for 3 breaths. I'm a little bit more balanced on this side than I was the other side. To come out of this, we're going to land back in crescent warrior. So you bend that left knee, you drop the right foot, reach the arms up overhead, crescent warrior. And then exhale, open up, warrior two. And breathe. Take a few breaths, get yourself comfortable and safe in the pose, and then really engage. Warrior two is so grounding. It keeps you in the present moment. It builds strength through the whole body. It allows you to expand outward. Take a few more breaths here. Squeezing those inner thighs together, squeezing the glutes, engaging the core. But relax the face, relax the jaw. Exhale, windmill both hands to the mat. Take that left foot up and back, peel the hip open, release that hip joint. And then maybe you take a 3-legged vinyasa or a regular one, or skip it all together, and we'll meet in child's pose. Let the whole body rest here, especially that left side. That left side just did so much work. As you allow the body to rest, can you feel it releasing? Can you feel the muscles relaxing? And on your next inhale, you're going to slowly walk your hands underneath of your shoulders. And we're just going to come to a seat. And then we're actually coming all the way supine. So there's no graceful way to do it. You're just going to make your way onto your back. Hug the knees in for a moment. And we're going to find that the shoelace pose, but on our back. So take the right knee and cross it over the left. And then reach for your feet. Be sure to keep your shoulder blades in the back of your head firmly onto the mat. So you're going to be kicking, pushing, and pulling all at the same time. So you're going to be drawing or like pulling your knees in towards your chest while pushing your feet away or kicking your feet away, and then using your hands to pull them back towards your body. So you're using the strength of your legs and the strength of your arms against one another to deepen into this stretch. This is not a passive stretch. You could literally just hang out here and gain nothing from it. Actively kick your feet away and pull your feet towards you at the same time. You will feel the engagement of the muscles. You'll feel your strength building. Take a couple breaths. Feel the outside of those hips stretching. And then exhale, release. And we're going to switch the cross and do that on the other side. So take a couple moments to really get yourself comfortable here and then be active in the pose. You're probably feeling this in that left outer hip at this point. Breathe through the sensation. Close the eyes if you want to. Relax the face, relax the jaw, and just use the strength of your arms and your legs here. Keep pressing your spine and your sacrum into the earth, getting the most out of this hip stretch. And then exhale, release, unwind the legs, and find a little sway or seagrass from side to side. You're going to draw both knees in towards the chest, and then take them both to the right for a supine twist. The gaze goes to the left. The body becomes soft. And you begin to switch your focus to the exhale. We'll spend a few moments here starting to elongate through the exhale, feeling the body shift into a state of rest, releasing any unnecessary tension in the body. It takes a few rounds to consciously shape the breath so the exhales are twice as long as the inhale. And then inhale, come center. Exhale, take that supine twist on the opposite side. The breath is patient and slow. The body is soft. And you feel yourself letting go, beginning to release. Inhale, you come center. And exhale, surrender into your Shavasana. Allowing the feet to be slightly wider than the hips, and the shoulders just comfortably drawn down your back. Surrender and be soft here. Shavasana is the most important asana. It allows your physical body time to absorb all the energetic work that you've just done. It allows your nervous system to downshift into a state of rest and relaxation. It allows your subconscious mind to take the front seat. And most importantly, it gives your physical body an opportunity to just simply rest. Shavasana. And you're welcome to stay here for as long as you'd like. But if you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to this present moment, finding movement in the muscles of the face and your fingers and toes, reawakening. Eventually making your way onto your side body and then up to a comfortable seat. Hands come together at heart center in a sign of gratitude. In honor of all that you are. Namaste.